Final Fantasy X is one of the most legendary RPGs ever created. And at the heart of this game lies one of its most iconic features, the Aeons. These incredible beings are not just summons used in battle, they're spiritual guardians, manifestations of sacrifice, and a symbol of the cycle of life and death within the world of Spira. Throughout Yuna's pilgrimage, she can obtain a total of 8 Aeons. Some are given through the story, while others require secret side quests and trials. But not all Aeons are created equal. Today, we're ranking all 8 Aeons from the weakest to the absolute strongest. Let's begin with the first one you'll meet in Besaid. Number 8. Valefor, the Winged Guardian. Valefor is the very first Aeon Yuna receives, found in the Temple of Besaid. She's a majestic, bird-like creature, a symbol of freedom and grace. In terms of battle strength, Valefor is relatively weak compared to later Aeons. But at the start of the game, she's essential. Her signature move, Sonic Wings, not only deals damage but also delays the enemy's turn, which can be life-saving early on. Her overdrive comes in 2 versions, Energy Ray and the more powerful Energy Blast, unlocked through a secret scene with a young girl in Besaid Village. How to obtain, automatically after completing the Cloister of Trials in Besaid Temple. Overall, Valefor falls off quickly as you progress, but she's unforgettable as Yuna's very first guardian spirit. Number 7. Ifrit, the Flame of Kilika. Next, we move to Kilika Temple, where Yuna earns the fiery Aeon, Ifrit. With his muscular, beastly appearance engulfed in flames, Ifrit embodies raw power and destruction. His overdrive, Hellfire, is one of the most visually iconic scenes in the early game. Ifrit plunges into the earth and erupts from below with an inferno that engulfs the battlefield. While powerful in Kilika and beyond, Ifrit is limited by his element. Many enemies resist fire damage, and his speed is slower compared to other Aeons, making him situational. How to obtain, automatically after completing the Kilika Cloister of Trials. Ifrit is solid in the early to mid-game, but eventually, his power is overshadowed by more versatile Aeons. Number 6. Ixion, the Thunder Stallion. From Jo's temple, Yuna gains Ixion, a majestic unicorn imbued with the power of lightning. His design is sleek and noble, representing both elegance and strength. Ixion's overdrive, Thor's hammer, channels a devastating bolt of lightning that strikes with holy fury. He's particularly useful against aquatic or water elemental foes, such as those found near the moon flow. However, like Ifrit, his elemental alignment makes him less reliable in the long run. Despite his decent stats, Ixion doesn't scale as well as some of the later Aeons. How to obtain, automatically after completing Jo's temple. Ixion is stylish and reliable, but eventually, his utility fades as enemies become tougher. Number 5. Shiva, the Frozen Queen. At the icy Macalania Temple, Yuna receives one of the most iconic summons in all Final Fantasy history, Shiva. With her elegant design, flowing hair, and icy demeanor, Shiva represents both beauty and lethality. Unlike the bulkier Aeons, Shiva is fast, often attacking multiple times before enemies can respond. Her overdrive, Diamond Dust, is one of the most beautiful in the game, freezing enemies solid before shattering them into icy fragments. While powerful, Shiva's health pool is lower compared to the heavy Aeons like Bahamut, making her fragile in long battles. Still, her speed makes her a fan favorite. How to obtain, automatically after completing Macalania Temple. Shiva is all about elegance and precision. She may not be the strongest, but she's unforgettable. Number 4. Bahamut, the King of Dragons. Bahamut is a turning point. Obtained in Bevel Temple, this Aeon is a powerhouse that changes how you approach battles. Unlike earlier Aeons, Bahamut's attacks are non-elemental, meaning no enemy resists them. His overdrive, Mega Flare, unleashes a colossal energy beam capable of dealing massive damage. Most importantly, Bahamut is the first Aeon whose damage limit breaks past 9,999, a crucial advantage in the late game. Lore-wise, Bahamut is special because his fate is the young boy who repeatedly appears to Titus, guiding him throughout the story. How to obtain, automatically after completing Bevel Temple. Bahamut is one of the most reliable and powerful Aeons in Final Fantasy X, and he's essential for many boss fights. Number 3. Yojimbo, the mercenary samurai. Yojimbo is unlike any other Aeon. Found in the cavern of the stolen fate, he's not freely given, you must pay him to join Yuna. And even then, his attacks depend on how much you're willing to spend. Yojimbo's normal moves are sword strikes and evasive maneuvers, but his most infamous ability is his overdrive, Zanmato. With a single slash, Yojimbo can instantly kill any enemy in the game, even bosses, even the final boss, even super bosses like the Dark Aeons. This makes him potentially the strongest Aeon, but because his power relies on gil and chance, he's inconsistent. How to obtain? Go to the Cavern of the Stolen Fate near Mt. Gagazet, defeat Yojimbo, and negotiate a payment to hire him. Yojimbo is risky, expensive, but also game-breaking in the right circumstances. Number 2. Anima, the tormented soul. Anima is one of the most disturbing and powerful Aeons in the game. Chained, bound, and exuding pure suffering, Anima represents despair and overwhelming force. Her overdrive, Oblivion, is devastating. She drags enemies into the abyss and bombards them with dozens of crushing blows, often dealing astronomical damage. In the story, Anima is Seymour's Aeon, and her fate is revealed to be none other than Seymour's own mother, who sacrificed herself to give him power. This makes her one of the most personal and tragic Aeons in the game. How to obtain? Return to Boj Temple with the airship, activate all 6 Destruction Sphere treasures from previous temples, and defeat Anima to claim her. Anima isn't just powerful, she embodies the darkest truths of Spira's cycle of sacrifice. Number 1. The Magus Sisters, the ultimate trio. Finally, at the top of the list, we have the Magus Sisters, Cindy, Sandy, and Mindy. Unlike other Aeons, they fight as a group, often making their own decisions instead of following commands. This makes them unpredictable, but when they cooperate, the results are devastating. Their overdrive, Delta Attack, is a spectacular combination strike that unleashes overwhelming power, capable of destroying even the toughest enemies in the game. Getting them isn't easy. You need to unlock Yojimbo and Anima first, then collect special items like the Flower Crown and Blossom Crown to gain access to the Rhenium Temple, where the Magus Sisters await. The Magus Sisters are the pinnacle of Aeon power, difficult to obtain, unpredictable in battle, but unmatched in strength. And there you have it, all 8 Aeons of Final Fantasy X, ranked from weakest to strongest. From Valefor, the humble guardian at the beginning of the journey, to the Magus Sisters, the ultimate test of Yuna's strength, each Aeon carries with it a story of sacrifice, sorrow, and hope. Which Aeon was your favorite? Did you prefer the elegance of Shiva, the might of Bahamut, the unstoppable force of Anima, or the gambler one-hit kill final boss Yojimbo? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Final Fantasy deep dives.